we're live, but I thought you were going to take the lead.
I was waiting for the number count to start up,
Oh,
and it
okay.
didn't, and I got confused. But okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to What's New and Coming Up with Lipedema. I'm slightly tired today, I think. But I am Siobhan. I'm the research specialist with the Lipedema Project, and I am here with Catherine Sayo. Catherine, introduce yourself, whichever
Hi,
order you
this is
are.
Catherine, and I just had a big yawn. Hey, stretching. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Swift. Oh my goodness. Jenny saying how much she enjoyed the webinar yesterday. I think we should talk more about the webinar. I'm not done with it yet. It was just so good and so meaningful, not only to all the women. First of all, we had over 1,000 people register for that webinar.
Which is a lot of people.
It was a lot of people. And the webinars that we offer are free, and never does everybody who register actually show up. A lot of people will look at the replay, but we usually have about 25 to 30% show rate. We had 35% show rate. We had 358 people live. I did the count. Yeah, Jenny, isn't that great? Jenny wrote, wow, that's great. But here's the thing that was way more than even the numbers. I'm a numbers gal. I'm always like, what are the numbers? Hi, Carol from Maryland. Um, was the content. I was just saying to Siobhan that she's really done an amazing job because it just struck me so deeply. And Siobhan and I talk offline a lot.
Hmm.
So, part of it's been a process, but it's been this whole thing about kindness and gentleness. I was so rigid for so long. Um, you know, I, I, I I'm almost at a loss for words. Um, it's as if my worth as a human was so associated with whether I was eating right, or if I was, in my case, I was weighing and measuring my food, and I weighed and measured. But if the truth be told, I was always just a smidgen over. Not much. Sometimes it was just point 0.5 or point 0.1, but there was always this part of me wanting more.
Mm.
Um, and that's gone. That's gone. During my I we talked a little bit about my fasting journey. So I've been doing a lot of fasting, but then I was eating, and I was worried about my eating weeks. So I had 4 weeks of fasting, and then I had 3 weeks of eating. And I was eating, I had to get off the fast, and then I started to eat again very gently, very, very gently. Again, we've been working on this for a long time now. And and the reason that I got off the fast to begin with was that I had some lab tests that needed to be taken, and those lab tests could not be taken in a fasting state. I had to be normally eating. Well, I had, I mean, this is the thing that kind of blows my mind. I had foods that I normally, I mean, I had some corn on the cob,
Hmm.
just plain corn. I mean, I got it at Costco. All I did was put it in boiling water for 5 minutes. I had corn on the cob. I haven't eaten corn on the cob in 40 years. First of all, it was delicious. Second of all, it's not such a big deal. The kinds of things like when you said sweet potatoes. as a dessert. Anyway, I'm going on and on and on. There's some comments. It was an awesome presentation. Thanks again. Wait, who is this? It's Swift K. It was an awesome presentation. Thanks again for all you both do for so many of us. Yeah, really. There's a
Yeah,
whole
and
bunch.
that's a big reason that I like doing these presentations is there are so many people who need to hear it. And sometimes it's me that needs to hear it. There's definitely been cases where I give a presentation and then afterwards I'm like, you're not following your own advice. Maybe you should think about this a little bit more. And sometimes it's one of the staff and a lot of the times it's the audience, but it's a conversation that needs to be had because we have to have some sort of relationship with food. There's no way around it. We can't say, I'm divorcing myself from food and I'm never eating again, and that's the end of that. Like, first of all, that's not going to happen. And second of all, it's not going to make you feel good anyway, so it's not a real solution. Um, but it's also difficult. It's tricky, and you have to because especially because it's part of lipedema care, it gets even more complicated because then you end up tying eating with either not feeling well or being in pain, or if you're like me and using a ketogenic diet for depression, then it's tied into your mental state, and you can get really locked in, especially if you find something that does help and then you almost become like superstitious about it. Like, I can't veer out of this, otherwise something bad will happen. And that's definitely not healthy, and it's not where I want anyone to be. And the more we can understand why it works, the more confident and at ease we can feel. Like, for me, it's not just carbohydrate restriction that will manage my mood. I did a couple weeks of potatoes only, just as an experiment to see what would happen. And my mood was fine. And there is science behind why that would be the case in terms of making sure that the brain has enough energy, that what I'm eating isn't causing inflammation that can impact my brain. And it was such a relief to be like, okay, I understand my brain better now. And doing that, my lipedema symptoms were also completely fine. I was weight stable. I wasn't swelling. I wasn't in pain. So it's like, okay, I understand this a little bit better now. It's not as sensitive as I thought it was. Or maybe it was at one point, and just being really nice to my body and helping support it for so long has made it not so sensitive over time. Um, so yeah, I think it's really interesting, and it's just nice to talk about it with everybody and see where everybody's at and what they're thinking about.
Amazing. It's true. And I just want to plant a seed. We still haven't come up with dates or anything like that, but I really got how wonderful. Um,
Bless you. Bless you times two.
Thank you. I really got how wonderful a CSIG would be, a coaching special interest group.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to put that together uh,
Yeah.
for after the Congress coming up, because right now we're just totally focused on that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm excited about it, actually, mostly because I'm seeing such progress in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to do that in community is always something that is meaningful to me. That
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
Yeah. There's lots of really good conversations that happen during CSIGs that I don't really see happen anywhere else.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
So CSIGs stand for Coaching Special Interest Group. And we have a number of them that we do, and it's a wonderful. I mean, we do them on compression and conservative treatments, which includes compression, MLD, dry brushing, like that, all of skincare. all the things that we need to be aware of. Um, we do it on keto. Um, oh God, my mind is blank. We do a few of them.
Yeah, we've done some holiday ones
The holiday ones, yeah,
during the holidays, so people have that sense of community and support
yeah.
to help them navigate.
I think this is going to be our holiday one.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I think this is going to be our holiday one. At least I want to. I want to go into the new year with that sense of community.
Mm-hmm.
Really, community. So I want to just do a quickie, though. I know people are from all over. Like Jenny's from the UK, and um, Carol is from somewhere not here, Maryland. But on Sunday, I'm having a gathering at my house. If anybody is close to Massachusetts, I'm in Mansfield, Massachusetts, which is an hour south of Boston. And I have a hobbit house on a lake. A friend of mine called it my hobbit house. It's like a hobbit house. It's like a little house right on a lake with a deck. And so on Sunday, we're having a lipedema gathering. There's, I think, six of us so far because people are, you know, there aren't that many people in the immediate vicinity. But if anybody would like to come, you're welcome.
Awesome. Yeah, I think because when I moved to South Dakota, the apartment prices are so much lower than Boulder, as you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be sizing up. Um, and part of that is because my husband will eventually be moving to the US and will need the extra room. But it also means like I'll have a proper dining area and I could invite people over. Imagine. So I might end up doing the same thing. I did see during the webinar yesterday, there were a couple people who said they're not too far away from where I'll be moving.
Oh,
So
great.
yeah, I may be following up on that and saying, come hang out with me for my housewarming.
Oh, that's great. Well, Jenny asks a good question, so I want to take a moment. Um, what's the difference between a conference and a congress, please? Well, it's more our difference. We talk about what we do as a heart to heart congress. Conferences, when we started, we were doing um, almost typical conference style, which is there'd be a speaker. The speaker would present information. Then there would be a short Q&A where the people in the audience would ask questions. The speaker would respond. We'd take a short little break and then would go on to the next speaker. So that it was a lot of information. It was great information when we started, since we didn't know as much as we know now. There was more need for that kind of didactic, ongoing um, information. Now we do way more interaction. So there'll be a speaker, then there'll be time for people to talk to one another, and then there'll be time to talk to the speakers and ask the speakers questions after talking to other people as well. So we really look at that there's an interactive element that is so critical to the learning that we're in, because it's not only the speakers who have a lot to share. Oftentimes, what the speaker says will stimulate an experience or something that you've thought about or read or whatever. And there's an opportunity to talk to one another, to share experiences, to learn from one another. And I find that to be incredibly valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm realizing, let me put the link up
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would also say in this case it makes sense to call it a congress because it's a bunch of different people representing their own chapters in the book coming together to focus on that one specific point. So you have a bunch of representatives talking about one thing, which is the book, that is pretty close to the definition of a congress. I think the definition includes talking about problems, but it's more discussion of a central theme. And a lot of our conferences and uh, events and stuff like that, it's more about a broader topic. So it could be about holistic care as a whole, or nutrition as a whole, or things like that. And this is much, much more focused. And then the speakers are all people who've participated in writing the book.
Yeah, which is so exciting. And the book, by the way, there is a date where the book will be released. And even though we tried so hard to get it released in September or October, it's now got a February date for release.
Yeah, books take a really long time, especially when there's a lot of authors involved.
Yes,
It is a
really.
lot of coordination and editing and back and forths and all that stuff.
It's really humbling the length of time it takes. But anyway, I wanted to let you know what's coming up on the 18th, which is not too far away. It's in 10 days. Give me a second. I'm switching over. Here it is. Okay. Um, our free webinar will take you there, but let me show you. We have Ala coming back. Ala has done a number of webinars for us on compression. That is her expertise. And here is compression confusion. Let's clear it up for lipedema. And Ala is, she owns Compression Guru, which is out of, I think it's Toronto, Canada, but it's out of Canada. And it's really some of the basic stuff that you need to know about. Um, Clarity on different types of compression, confidence in managing discomfort and fit issues, and everyday challenges, practical tools for applying compression, a routine you can follow, knowing when, where, and how long to wear compression, and real world tips for staying cool, comfortable, and supported no matter where you live. So, anyway, that is August 18th, which is, I believe, a Monday, and it's at 3 p.m. It's going to be only an hour long. And yep, August 18th, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's going to be an hour in length. And it is, okay, it's going to be fabulous. And again, it's another free webinar.
Yeah, so two things I always like to mention for that is bookmark that link, the learn.lipedema-simplified.org/free-webinar, because that is an evergreen link, meaning as new things come out, we'll update that same area so you can go to it and check in and see what's happening. Set it as your homepage on your browser if you want. But then also, even if you can't attend live, sign up anyway because we'll send out the recording afterwards. So even if you can't attend, you can still watch it afterwards.
And August 25th, which is, I don't remember. Hold on a minute. I got to look at what day of the week it is. It's at the end of the month. That I can tell you. I know the 25th is the end of the month. It's a Monday as well. It is at 3 p.m. So people want to know why we're trying different times. We're trying to support everyone in the community. And so 3 p.m. Eastern Time is 8 o'clock in the UK, 9 o'clock through Europe and South Africa, and it's not so good in parts of Australia. In parts of Australia, it's 3 a.m. in the morning, though in other parts, it's later. It's early morning still, though. I think it's a little later in New Zealand. Um, so I'm going to be doing a webinar, and it will be after the compression webinar. It will be on the free webinar link that Siobhan was just talking about. It's on travel, but it's really on what you need to know about the lymphatic system. Because one of the things that happens is the lymphatic system responds to, when we don't pay attention to it, it responds to, so for instance, flying, it responds to takeoffs and landings.
The
When the
pressure changes.
pressure changes. So your body is going through a lot. A normal person gets swollen.
Hmm.
Those of us with lymphatic disorders have a lot more to be concerned about. And so I myself, the reason I'm doing this webinar is I myself had a really rough road, which I'll tell you the story, where I got extremely ill, and it lasted for a long time. It lasted for several years. And I had to have surgeries, and I was in and out of the hospital, and my lymphatic system broke. And I want to make sure that that doesn't happen to anybody else. So that webinar is going to be on August 25th, and then we have some more stuff coming up in September because we have our Congress. Did I already do the link for the Congress?
You did, but you can throw it in one more time. I'm also going to retrieve a comment. So Kelly Ann, I'll throw this up here.
Yeah.
So Kellyanne said, "Hey ladies, I still don't know how to find a lymph therapist where I live in New Zealand, let alone any further with finding someone to measure me for compression, which is so necessary." So we do actually have members in New Zealand, and I wonder if they would be a good contact to help navigate and find things. Because I know in the U.S. you can use the closed training site, but I don't think that's true for New Zealand. Um,
No, I don't think so either. But we do have um, Fiona, and
mhm.
she's in New Zealand, and she knows a lot, and so we can connect you up. She is one of our mentors. So come to whatever we're doing next, and we will connect you up with her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay. And Carol said, looking forward to the next two webinars. Me too.
Okay, let's see. 5 a.m. in New Zealand. Yeah, that's early. Sorry. But you can always watch the replays.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with that being said, we are at here in Eastern time. It's Friday evening, and in Colorado time, it's almost Friday evening.
Yep, it is 3 p.m. here. And Kellyanne said she searched everywhere, couldn't find anything. Tried to find Fiona. We will get you connected. Do
Yeah,
not worry.
Kelly. Yeah, Kellyanne, send me an email, and I will connect you with Fiona. Fiona is fabulous. So, Catherine, I'm putting it in right now. Give me a second. It's simple, but it helps to see it. Okay, here it is. There's my email. Kellyanne, send me an email and I will forward it to Fiona so you two can get connected. Um, Fiona's wonderful. I
Mm-hmm.
can't, I I don't know where she lives. I mean, I know she's in New Zealand, and I know it's absolutely beautiful.
I
But
know she has honeybees, so somewhere with honeybees.
yes, someplace with honeybees. Okay, let me see if I can find it where she lives. I might be able to, I might not, but it's worth a quick look. Wow, I didn't know we had so many Fionas. Honestly, we have pages of Fionas. Literally. Well, just send me an email because we have so many Fionas, I can't find her in the list.
Yeah, and Fiona has done a lot of advocacy work in New Zealand, so she should be aware of some of the resources and stuff that are available.
Oh, yeah. So I think that's good. Yes, you guys have the best healing honey. I buy Manuka honey all the time, and love it. And tea
Is
tree
that is that where Manuka honey comes from? Is New
oil,
Zealand?
yeah.
Oh, so they really are famous. Even I
Yes,
know what that is.
they really are famous for healing honey. It comes from the tea tree oil tree,
Oh.
the same tree that produces the tea tree oil, which I use.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, I
use,
have some soaps and stuff with it in there.
yeah, it's wonderful stuff. So, okay. What else? Yes. Okay, great. Yeah, so Kellyanne, send me your info and I will get it to Fiona. Maori medicine, yes. Um, yeah, years ago um I had H. pylori.
Mm.
Pylori is a stomach thing. It's really bad.
It's really nasty.
It's nasty. I had traveled in South America and ended up coming back. Oh, I was so sick. But anyway, they gave me antibiotics, which made everything awful still. But it took the H. pylori away, but the H. pylori came back. Finally, what I did a lot of research, and it was the Manuka honey and something called mastic gum,
Mm.
which is from South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
gum from a tree and put into capsules. And the combination of those two natural substances heal the H. pylori. And I haven't had it ever since. And this was, oh my God, it's got to be close to 18 years ago. Yeah, it was longer than that. It was like 2001 and 2 because I had been in South America. And that's when I was in South America, which I love, by the way. It's wonderful. I just came back really sick. All right. But that seems to be a pattern for me. Anyway. All right, everyone. Love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful